Welcome to the Average to Alpha Resistance Training Program. My name is Jack and I'm the founder of Fit Coach, where we help men and women internationally, worldwide, lose 5 to 40 kilo of body fat, build a lean athletic physique, but also we look at things like blood, biomarkers, hormones. We actually fix what's going on internally so you can perform to the highest standard externally and you become a high performer. I can 99% guarantee that this program is better than online coaches' paid services. And how do I know this? Over the last few years, I've invested a significant amount of money in mentoring, and I've been surrounded by hundreds of different coaches who pretty much all offer the same product, right? They help with your training and your nutrition. But here's what you don't realize. Those that scale, that have a significant number of clients, they are giving you a one-off program, a one-off training program, a one-off nutrition plan. It's copy and paste because it worked for another client, therefore it must work for you. And that didn't sit well with me. So here's the difference between Average to Alpha and those online coaches' paid services, which you may or may not have invested in. There's no price tag. I'm giving this to you for free. And why am I doing that? It's because I actually believe in this product. It's off the back of my own resistance training. I've been in the fitness industry now for the best part of 15 years. I've been training since I was the age of 10 and I'm in my mid-20s now. And this program, the skeleton template, is the split that I followed for the best part of 10 years, which allowed me to squat over 300 kilo, bench 200 kilo, and deadlift 320 kilo. Now, putting those numbers to the side, it allowed me to build a physique I was proud of and I was confident with. And often I get comments such as, hey, you don't look natural. And that kind of allowed me to realize that hard work, dedication, and commitment, that's what's missing in terms of getting results. And I know full well that this program, the way I've designed it for you, and the significant number of months and hours that I've put into this program in terms of the phase design, it's going to allow you to build a physique that you are proud of. Now, if you try this program for 12 weeks, please, please, please make sure that you deload at the end of it. But also, if you decide to redo the program in the next 5 years or 10 years, I'd love to hear some feedback. Feel free to contact me on Instagram. There are a few other ways which we'll go through momentarily, but here's the explanation video. I hope you enjoy it. If at any point you're stuck, you're unsure, watch the video again. Please reach out. Now, a little bit less of the sexier stuff. There is a disclaimer. Please don't copy and paste this program or sell it anywhere. I've poured a significant number of hours into designing this and actually given it away for free. So please do me the honor. Don't try and repurpose it. I've had coaches over the years sort of copy and paste training programs, nutrition plans, and my clients have sort of found out and they've fed it back to me. So yeah, thank you very much. Now, comments from myself. Like I said, if you're new here, you probably don't really know who I am, but my name is Jack. I used to be a biomedical scientist and I used to work in the NHS for a few years. But prior to that, I was at med school. And I went to med school for 5 years and I studied biomedical science, health, exercise, nutrition, but I was always told that I wasn't smart enough prior to joining university. So I actually decided to go and play semi-professional and professional football. And I tore my meniscus and my ACL. I had to go through a lot of rehab. And that's where my passion for health and fitness kind of stemmed from. Now, tied into that is a one-to-one coaching program. If at any point you want to level up your training and nutrition and you want to be coached by myself, there are one of three ways that you can contact me. Number one, you can DM me 14 on Instagram. The reason it's number 14 is because when I did play semi-professional / professional football, I was always number 14. And more recently, I played futsal in sort of the Welsh FA leagues down here in Cardiff, where I'm based currently because I went to med school here. So you can DM 14 to Instagram to my user handle at JackFitCoach, and we can have a brief chat. Number two, you can email me, jackclarkfitcoach@gmail.com. You can email me just the number 14. I recognize it and I'll pick it up, and again, we can have that chat. Or number three, you can use the application form on here where you just click on the hyperlink, click here, and it will take you away from this explanation video. Now, please note that our application to the program, it requires a vetting process. So we'll jump on a health diagnostic call, and it doesn't mean that we can guarantee you a spot. And the reason being is the program's not for everyone, okay? You need to be 100% ready to jump into something like this. If you are 99% ready and there's 1% uncertainty, I'm afraid to say, you're probably not ready. And it's because we are taking you to a level that you've never been before, and we are changing your life, and you need to be mentally. So with respect, please make sure if you do use one of those three ways to contact me that you are 100% ready. Try the program first. Try the Average to Alpha program first. Try any of our other programs as well, whether it's like Fit Coach Go, Fit Coach Lite, the Accelerator program. Again, they're all free. And when you're ready, feel free to reach out and we can have that chat. So you can read more about me. There's a few key terms in there as well. Familiarize yourself with these key terms because we'll be talking about them throughout the program. And then about this split, it's a combination of strength and hypertrophy. I would actually say it's very much a power building program, but the way it's designed is it's broken down into 3 phases, which we'll come on to momentarily. And for the majority of coaches out there, trust me when I say this, they probably just give you a fixed program where it's the same reps, it's the same sets, and they say, just increase the load every single week, or, you're not training to failure. What does that actually mean? We need a better understanding of that. But also, we need to understand when to take those progressions rather than just going, yeah, you could add another 5 kilo onto the barbell. Or actually, yeah, there was another rep there. You just stopped before failure. Doesn't really help anybody, which is why I've broken it down into something called a mesocycle. So a mesocycle is pretty much broken down into every 4 to 6 weeks. In our case, it's going to be every 4 weeks, where we've got 3 phases. A little bit less of the sexy stuff. When I asked the guys and girls on Instagram what they wanted to know about the Average to Alpha program, they dropped a few questions in there. How can I track my progress? What determines muscle gain? What's the purpose of the blank boxes in the program? Feel free to read all of this before you actually jump into the program itself, as well as warm-ups. Traditionally speaking, if you are doing 1 to 2, maybe even 3 warm-up sets before your main set, you should be good to go. Whereas if you do want to improve your mobility and you're sort of a hybrid trainer as well, I definitely recommend that you try the warm-up routine with the barbell, move to 135 pounds for 5 reps and so forth. Okay, more of the sexy stuff. How the program works. Broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1 is week 1 to week 4 in its foundation phase. And we can actually see there the goal is to build movement quality. Train your nervous system. Okay, you're not running marathons straight away. You're not trying to lift half a ton off the floor, even though that world record's been beaten now. It was Eddie Hall that actually set the record, and now Hathor Bjornsson has set it. I think maybe it's like 5'10 or 5'20. I'm really kept up, to be honest. The goal is exercise technique and control. So in the first 4 weeks, don't be going out and trying to lift as heavy as you can. Start to train those motor patterns and those movement patterns. Phase 2, weeks 5 to 8. Overload. The goal here is then strength and muscle growth. We're going to be increasing the load. We're also going to be increasing the number of reps that you are performing. So once again, these phases are broken down strategically. And then finally, we have metabolic. Metabolic means maximizing hypertrophy. This training style shifts away from heavy loading and starts to look at tension work. We're going to be increasing metabolic stress and muscle pump. And we're also going to be improving your muscle shape and density. So please do not rush these phases. Understand what each phase is for and be strategic in how you train. This is the exact split that I've followed for the best part of 10 years, and I'm still following it now. Frequency. You're going to be training 2 days on, 1 day off. How that might look, you start with upper on Monday, you then move to lower on Tuesday, you then rest. Thursday, you then move to upper B. Friday, you move to lower B, and then Saturday and Sunday, you rest. You have an A and a B split. Please follow that in order. Don't start matching upper A with lower B. Should be upper A, lower A, rest. Upper B, lower B, rest, rest. The frequency here is 2 on and 1 off. Let's jump into it. Foundation. You've got the splits at the top of the page. We then have the weekly instruction module. Last time I filmed this, I was calling it module. Model. Week 1, you're going to set the baseline weight. So we can actually see here, the base is 8 to 10 reps. So all that means is, for the first week, for the incline dumbbell press, I might do a 3x8 with 40 kilo. So I've set the base weight and I've controlled the reps. However, we can see in week 2, we now add some reps. So I might do a 3x9 with 40 kilo. Therefore, it's plus 1 reps or plus 3 total for that set. Week 3, we push towards the top of that rep range, so we can actually see the rep range is 8 to 10. So by week 3, I should be doing a 3x10 with 40 kilo, provided I'm progressively overloading. And in week 4, if you achieve the top of that range, you can then increase the load. Now, I honestly dislike the question, how much weight should I increase by? A lot of people say, 1.25 to 2.5 kilo. Increase it to whatever you want, as long as you match those reps or that rep range. There's been times where I've progressed week by week and I've added 10, even 20 kilos to the exercise and the rep range. Comes down to how you feel on the day, and that's what we call auto-regulation. There's a brief note section below. You can write some notes in there if you decide to download this. There is also access via Google Sheets, which we'll come on to momentarily. But I've also given you a brief description of the exercise order as well, why it's structured that way. So please do feel free to read that, the reason it's structured that way, and why it's not shortening a muscle versus lengthening a muscle, looking at energy conservation. Contractions are going to use more glycolytic power compared to, concentric contractions are. Eccentric contractions, they don't, which is why you might put them towards the end. The reason we're not going into that is because our goal here is to focus on the bigger movements first and then the smaller movements later on. It's as simple as that. We then have lower A. You're then going to rest. Upper B, lower B, moving into overload. Now, with all 3 phases, please make sure that you take a look at the rest times. The rest times will change depending on the phase that you're in, foundation, overload, or metabolic. Please be strict with them. Be adherent. Don't rest longer than what's recommended. Make sure that you're timing it. We also have a weekly instruction module in there as well. We increase the load and we reset to a lower rep range. So let's say for the incline dumbbell press from foundation, you managed to hit 45 kilo for 8 repetitions. Well, we now increase the load. You might go 47.5 kilo for 4x6 to 8. You achieve 6 reps. In week 6, we then add the reps. So you tried to go for a 4x7 with 47.5 kilo and so forth. Just make sure that you're going through each week and making notes on it so that you don't jump between weeks, because that will affect your progression and the overall model. There's also an explanation for the exercise order there as well, much like there is with lower, upper, and then lower. Finally, we have metabolic. week 9 to 12. This is where it gets a little bit tougher, okay? So once again, the rep range has changed, the sets have changed, and your rest time has also changed. Please make a note of that. There might be different types of exercise. So I've made sure that the majority of exercises included in this program, your gym has them. If it doesn't have a T-bar row, then you can do a barbell row. If it doesn't have a hack squat, a Smith squat, or a pendulum squat, then do a barbell back squat. I spent the majority of my years barbell back squatting because that's all I had. It's not about the type of equipment that you have, it's about the intensity and how hard you work with it. Yes, you could get into the biomechanics and everything else, but the most important thing is consistency and discipline with this split. So, if you want to download the full 12-week program, you don't really like using ebooks or for whatever reason you can't print it off, you can click this link here, okay? It will ask you to make a copy. Please make a copy. Other individuals are going to be downloading this program. Of course, when I give you access, please make sure that you don't change any of the cells before you've made a copy. So all you need to do is click here. It will ask you to continue to an external site. I can promise you it's not spam. We continue to that external site, and all you need to do is click this section up here, File, and then, I'm on my iPad here, so it's not going to allow me to make a copy, but make a copy. That is it. That's all you need to do. Now, I hope you go and crush the Average to Alpha program. If you are serious about wanting life-changing results, you enjoy the program and you want to level up, like I said, you can work for myself one-to-one on a fully customized and personalized coaching program using our metabolic system. You can DM me 14 on Instagram, or you can email me jackclarkfitcoach@gmail.com, and I like how it says I will reach out with the next steps. But nonetheless, I hope you go and crush it wherever you are in the world, and I hope you gain value from this program, and I hope you gain value from my Instagram or any other social media platform that I post on. Until next time, don't be a stranger. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you this, I can tell it this. I'm trying to be romantic, I'll hit it from the back just so you don't get attached.